Vargas. Evora Golicho Ayacon, Espino Carmela Jillian Moreno, Espiritu Karil Liwag, Fahilagmago Alaisa Matira, Famadico Joshua Denise Lopez. Juanillo Cam de la Virgen, Mendoza Mea Churina Fabul, Mercado Carmela May Hernandez. Christine Joy Alumon, Robles Crystal Abigail Aguila, Roman Francesca Luis Lorilla, Wilson Lia Abril Ove Mendoza. na nagkamit ng with high honors. Dumako naman po tayo sa Jeter Shadwick with honors. Alejandro Janty Wesley Castillo, Senator Jaiwan Daryl Susara, Dichoso Antoine Charles Garcia, Nilasa Vermont Cueto, Hernandez Jimwell Ahito, Lopez Julius Cesar Magnay, Asi Alessandra Francesca Ginhawa. Rose Lovely Ann Ramirez, Candava Cristel Mendoza, Dote Maria Catherine Laigo, Jeronimo Warin Iras Estado, Malata Kaina Eunice Contreras. Aceveda Dave Michael Cuevas, Wilberto Angelo Magtibay, Perez Charles Miguel Abendon, Serrano Jose Marie Escares, Cueto Rachel Marie Makatangay, Galay Jemeline Monte. Madrid Rochelle Bianca de la Roca, Barasigan Melody Silang, Ramos Hannah Beron, Rivera Katrina Marie Ilaw, Villano Krisha Lorraine Fahilago. Maxwell, with high honors, Escalona John Rovi Faldoño. G10 Maxwell with honors. De Chavez Mark Harvey Balmes, Guerra Rosel Mark Malabanan, Malaluan Arvin Collis, Mejia Mark Joshua Bonilla, Aguirre Chelsea Ramos, Alcantara Emeline Manalo, at Yesa Miles I. Perez. Matatak Hailey J. De Torres, Ima Rizil Margaret Evangelista, Makatangay Lea Marie Cantos, Makatangay Irovela Caril Talabis, Villanueva January Sosito. Vicente Catapang with high honors, Mansong Chloe Tolentino. Father Vicente Catapang with honors, Afable Aaron Paul Maguhat, Agubak Clyde Russell Gadjola, Bihaso Mark Kenneth Icaro, Casus Mateus Nulas, Kumia John Wendell Mercado, Dapat Arl Christian Buayan, Delen Jade Anjo Gonzalez. Elena Kenneth Brian Guban, Amatis Daniela Valdriz, Atienza Paula Andrea Chua, Bakay Nicole Shen Cruzat, Jesus Hani Jo Maria Araño, Fernando Josa Rhea Pagdonsulan. Gonzaga, Gico Sherlyn Ann Gico, Gico Nari J. Marpuri, Hernandez Grace Elaine Lanes, Ilaw Amera Angela Bantulo, mga tangay Kathleen K. Rianyo. Santos Patricia Maurice Gama, Tolentino Sherilyn Babayran, Velasco Niña Dominic Jarenio, Villanueva Catherine J. Blan. Torres, with honors, Co-Pierce Alvin Beroya, Contreras Rose Bawan, Galang Carlos Emmanuel Olilla, Ilagan Bush Billy Grea, Lee Lori Grace Benalia, Lontok Dana Patrice Martiva. With honors, Aklan Christine Joy Baza, Ilaw Ronaldin Utsuhan, Kabigting Carla Catherine Moreno, Marasigan Kiel Aureliano, Soriano Micaela Julian Rosales, Valida Christine Luis Romo. with honors, Katakis Ron Edroy Bunyi, Quasi Vanessa May Lopez, De Leon Riza Angela Manalo, Navarro Bixi Elaine Faltado. G10 Mr. Juan Y. Javier with honors, Guno Angela Faye Buo, Mag-akat Patricia Ivy Selquines, Romero Eliza Elaine Parza, Solen Queenie Jane Mortel. G10 Attorney Pablo A. Umali with honors, Valenton Jael Marasigan.
Sa bawat taunang pagtatapos ng pamantasan ng Batangas, 2 pangkat ng mga mag-aaral na may karangalan ang ipinapahayag. Isa mula sa Science High School Curriculum o Curriculum Pang-agham ng Rehiyon 4 at isa mula sa Basic Education Curriculum.
Ang samahan po ng mga magulang at guro ay nagkakalob din ng cash gift at katibayan ng pagkilala sa mga mag-aral na nagkamit ng una hanggang ika-5 karangalan. Tinatawagan po si Ginang Lulu Cruzat upang magabot ng regalong salapi sa mga batang nagkamit ng karangalan. Inaanyayahan po sila upang tanggapin mula sa Pangulo ng PTA ang kaloob nilang salaping tulong sa pag-uumpisa sa senior high school at ang katibayan ng pagkilala.
Narito naman po ngayon ang nagkamit ng karangalan mula sa regular class o Basic Education Curriculum.
Ang academic achiever po sa grade 10 evening at tatanggap ng medalyang ginto at sertipiko ng pagkilala ay si Daniela M. Carino.
Bronze medal po at katibayan ng pagkilala ang ipinagkaloob sa nagkamit ng ikalimang karangalan sa Basic Education Curriculum. Siya po ay si Maristela B. Fahilagmago.
Ang nagkamit po ng ikaapat na karangalan at ngayon ay gagawaran ng bronze medal at katibayan ng pagkilala ay si Viety May G. Culiet.
Bronze medal po at katibayan ng pagkilala ang ipinagkaloob sa nagkamit ng ikatlong karangalan sa Basic Education Curriculum. Siya po ay si Azel M. Lopena.
Ang nagkamit po ng ikalawang karangalan at ginagawaran ng medalyang pilak at katibayan ng pagkilala ay si Maris Angela B. Castillo.
At ang unang karangalan po para sa regular class ay ikatlong taon ng palatuntunan ng pagtatapos ng Junior High School 2017 to 2018 at gagawaran ng medalyang ginto at katibayan ng pagkilala ay nakamit ni Camila T. Valenzuela.
Tumango naman po tayo sa mga nagkamit ng karangalan mula sa Science High School Curriculum o Curriculum Pang-agham ng Rehiyon 4. Ang nagkamit po ng ikalimang karangalan at pinagkalooban ng bronze medal at katibayan ng pagkilala ay si Marvin D. Bagting.
Ang ikaapat na karangalan po na gagawaran ng bronze medal at katibayan ng pagkilala ay si Aaron Kel A. Laksamana.
Bronze medal po at katibayan ng pagkilala ang ngayon ay ipinagkakaloob sa nagkamit ng ikatlong karangalan, si Israel B. Cuevas.
ng Science High School Batch 2017 to 2018 at pinagkalooban ng medalyang pilak ay si Lorraine Jem M. Punsalan.
ikatlong taon ng palatuntunan ng pagtatapos ng Junior High School ng Pamantasan ng Batangas taong panuruan 2017 hanggang 2018 ay si Kayla Marie V. Ginhawa. Siya ngayon ay gagawaran ng medalyang ginto at katibayan ng pagkilala. Tinatawagan po ang pangalawang punong guro sa kapakanang pang-akademiko, Binibining Pasita M. Asidera, upang igawad ang katibayan ng pagkilala.
Inaanyaya rin po ang Pangulo ng Samahan ng mga Magulang at ang Pangulo ng Paaralan. Pati na rin po ang pangalawang Pangulo ng Paaralan.
Okay, inanyayahan po ang Dr. Arnando Perez, ang Ma'am Abigail Chua, ang ating pong PTA Officer, President, at si Ma'am Ella Gico. Ito po ay isang special na recognition. Plaque of recognition is awarded to for her outstanding contribution as an advisor of the Westernian Pioneer and Tunog Pamantasan for winning consistently in the regional and national press conferences and for bringing great honor and prestige to the university. Given the 7th day of April 2018 during the third moving up ceremony of the University of Batangas Junior High School Department at Hilltop, Batangas City, signed Dr. Hilaria P. Gico, Atty. Jesus V. Mayo, Dr. Arnando B. Perez. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Miss Rosanette I. Portugal and Mr. J. Mark A. Balason. Sila po yung mga kasama ng bata natin. Nung manalo po yung ating school paper, national, buong bansa po yon. Best school paper. Tinatawagan po si Binibining Rosanette Portugal at si Ginoong J. Mark Balason na umakyat po dito sa ating tanghalan. Tinatawagan po so tinatawagan po namin ang department head ng dalawang ito. Ayun, tumatakbo. Nasaan na? Okay. Hindi po kasi nila alam na sila ay gagawaran ng plaque ng pagkilala. Okay, so tinatawagan ko po ang department head ng dalawang teachers na ito. Eto na pala. Eto na si Ma'am Rosanette Portugal. Dumarating na po siya. Congratulations. Tinatawagan ko po po ang Department Head ni Sir J. Mark, si Ma'am Jenny Lynn Pusalam para tanggapin ang plaque ng pagkilala para kay Sir Balason.
Maraming salamat po Dr. Perez, Dr. Chua, Dr. Gico, Ginang Rosat at mga opisyal ng ating PTA. Maraming salamat din Alia Superable, Chelsea Aguirre, January Villanueva at John Rovi Escalona. Ang susunod pong bilang ay ang pagpapakilala ng panauwing pandangal. Nagagampanan ni Ginang Concordia G. Dapat, pangalawang punong guro sa kapakanang pang mag-aaral.
To the University President, Dr. Hernando B. Perez, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Abigail Michelle Perez Chua, of course, our Principal, Dr. Hilaria A. Gico, Dr. Sofia S. Arce, Dr. Nenita Cuevas, the PTA President and the other officers, department heads, teachers, parents, and graduates. Good evening. It is really an honor to introduce our moving up ceremony speaker. He is also a Brahman like you. He was born on September 4, 1981 to his parents, Mr. Wenceslao de los Reyes, a pastor, and Mrs. Ruth Aranas de los Reyes, an associate church planter. He has one sister, Ms. Rubilin Joy de los Reyes, another Brahman. He finished his elementary years at the University of Batangas Elementary and graduated last 1994. He continued his high school years at the University of Batangas High School Department and graduated last 1998, where he was a recipient of numerous awards. Our speaker doesn't want to brag his awards. Nag-research lang po ako. He was the Artist of the Year during his time and other awards. Ayaw po niyang sabihin. On his tertiary level, he entered the Phoebus College of Bible and took Bachelor of Arts in Theology, major in Pastoral Studies, where he graduated summa cum laude. He was also a recipient of the Most Outstanding Student and Leadership Award that was 2003. He pursued his graduate studies and entered the International Graduate School of Leadership. He acquired his Master of Divinity, major in Biblical Studies in 2008 and graduated with honors and also a recipient of the President's Award. Last January 29, 2012, he was ordained a full-fledged pastor. Our speaker has various ministry involvements, and to name a few, he was a former associate pastor of the Bawan Bible Christian Church. He is also a member of the Alliance of Bible Christian Communities of the Philippines Theological Commission. He is a board member of the Church Assistance Program Incorporated. He is also a teacher at the ABCOP Christian Theological School. At present, he is the administrative pastor of the Bawan Bible Christian Church. More so, he is still single. Please welcome our 2018 Moving Up Ceremony Speaker, Reverend Ruiner Aranas de los Reyes.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Wow, I was really greatly honored by what you have done. And thank you for that very, very generous introduction. Because we were church mates, maybe that's the reason why. Just kidding. It's really a great honor and privilege. Thank you, Ma'am Cora. It's really a blessing to be back home. The University of Batangas, formerly Western Philippine Colleges. When I entered this school, it was not yet UB. It was WPC, in case you do not know. Western Philippine Colleges. And this school had been my home for 10 years. Second home. And my teachers are still here. Could we give a clap offering to to my former teachers? Could you please stand? Those who taught me various subjects. Yes, wow. And I'm glad they are still here. Wonderful. Part of who I am is because of UB, and I'm proud to be a product of this prestigious institution. You know, I guess we were the first ones who used this facility as high school students because in 1994, from downtown, the high school department, if I'm not mistaken, was transferred here, and our classrooms were just temporary rooms, and I think some buildings here were still under construction. But I was truly amazed to see how my beloved alma mater had grown and improved. And I was talking to our dear president earlier. Sir, what is your vision for the school? 2 more campuses. Wonderful. Congratulations to all of you. And again, to the university president, Dr. Hernando B. Perez, to the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Abigail Michelle Perez Chua, to our dear high school principal, Dr. El Aguico, and thank you, ma'am, for the invitation, and to our assistant principals, Ma'am Asidera and Ma'am Pasita Asidera and Ma'am Cora Dapat, to our UB Registrar, Dr. Ninita Cuevas, to our Vice President for Administration, Mr. Alex Ramos, and to the Secretary of the UB Alumni Association Incorporated, Dr. Sofia Arce, who is also my former teacher. And to the teachers, to the PTA President, Mrs. Lulu Cruzat, to the parents, and to all the graduates or completers of the junior high school. Good evening to all of you. First of all, to be invited to speak before you this evening is a great honor and privilege on my part. The Lord knows how much joy and excitement I have in my heart today, or this evening, to be of service to my dearly esteemed alma mater, whom God has also used to hone me as a person, as a citizen of this beautiful country, and as a servant of God. Beloved students, this evening marks another milestone in your life as you step up in your lifelong journey of learning. And I know, if you will be totally honest, you would be extremely glad if I would finish this talk as soon as possible so that you could take a lot of pictures afterwards and then go home and celebrate the goodness of God in your life. Don't worry. I believe in the saying that blessed are those who speak short, for they shall be invited again. But could you please lend me your ears along with your hearts for several minutes, because my heart's desire is to be of blessing to every one of you. Seriously, I strongly believe that learning never stops. For if you stop to learn, you are learning to stop. No one in this world can take pride of saying, I know it all. All of us, regardless of our age, profession, or credentials, are lifetime students since we keep on learning, unlearning, and relearning inside and outside the four corners of our classrooms. Because we are all in an institution called LIFE, Life. I address this message primarily to you, dear students. I don't look at you as a bunch of junior high school teens who are leveling up academically today. You know, the goal of education is not just to grant degrees or give certificates, but to bring about life change to people and through people. Someone has said, people don't care how much you know unless they know how much you care. Let me tell you this. The most important thing that I have learned in my 19 years in formal education, from basic to advanced education, and UB is a big part of it, is that it is not the degrees or titles that truly matter in life, but where those things had brought you so far. And we must always ask ourselves this question: with all these learnings that I gained, am I set to become the person God wants me to be and to do the things that He wants me to do? Completers, I see you as future leaders, innovators, game changers, public officials, fathers, mothers, and a generation who will soon be old and then lead a new one. So I decided to talk about leadership this evening. And why? Because according to a leadership guru by the name of Dr. John Maxwell, everything rises and falls on leadership. While I was preparing for this message, I came across with an article in the internet written by John Harrington. He wrote for MSN. And the title of the article is 50 Most Powerful Leaders of All Times. Again, 50 Most Powerful Leaders of All Times. And this I quote: many of the great rulers and leaders have used their power to achieve prosperity for their people, creating laws, and brought stability to a civilization and raising living standards. Many other leaders abuse their power in the name of some visioned future or to simply gain more power. They brought war, misery, genocide, and famine. Speaking truth to Lord Acton's axiom that power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. He has also quoted the late Abraham Lincoln and tells, nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Among the 50 highly influential leaders in all of history that were cited in the mentioned article is no other than Jesus Christ, our Lord Himself. For me, He is the greatest and will always be the greatest. He only lived around 33.5 years and started his early ministry when he reached the age of 30. But the impact of his life and service is undeniably the greatest in all of history. And you know, we can learn a lot from him. In this message, I will regularly refer to him as the master teacher. Since I, your servant this evening, come from the standpoint of an ordained minister, much of I will be telling you come from the Holy Scriptures or what we call the Bible, which I strongly believe is God's written word. And I would not shy away from sharing with you some truths that I gleaned from this book, because this is the textbook and manual of life. Ignorance of this has serious consequences both in this life and the life to come. And the book of Proverbs says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. We may be wise in the world's standard. We would be considered as intellectual. But if we are ignorant of God's word, we are not wise in God's sight. And time will come when all of us will face our Creator and give account to all we did in this life. All of them will be examined based on what is written on this book. This evening, dear future leaders, I would like to submit to you that there are 3 areas in your life that you need to be prepared and you should be nurtured by it for you to become the leaders who could make a difference in this world, namely the heart, the head, the heart, and the hands. And let us drive some principles from the person and ministry of our dear Lord Jesus Christ, the master teacher. First, future leaders like you must pursue the enrichment of the head. Again, enrichment of the head. Our aim is knowledge of truth. The master teacher is an instructor of truth because he himself is truth. The Apostle John in his gospel told that he is full of grace and truth. In his conversation with Pilate, and we know that Jesus was a product of unfair trial. There's nothing that he committed that could condemn him to death. It was pure injustice. Jesus told Pilate, "For this purpose I was born, and for this purpose I have come into the world, to bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth listens to my voice." After saying that, Pilate asked him, "What is truth?" In life, truth is of prime significance because truth corresponds to reality, and there is only one reality. And if you have 2 realities, living in 2 realities, you need to see a doctor. Truth is universal, truth is coherent, truth liberates, truth redeems, and truth stands. No one would like to believe in a lie or in a liar. Truth is founded on facts and not on opinions or feelings. 1 + 1 = 2. It will always be that way, even though I may feel or think that the sum or the answer is 3. Even if I will be able to convince and rally a host of people to argue for my side, it will still be 1 + 1 = 2. And every honest institution claims to be truth-based in all of their undertakings. The main weapon of God's chief enemy is lie. And I believe that this institution, my dear alma mater, continually seeks to communicate truth among its students. Anything founded on truth will surely stand. Truth is indispensable to integrity, and integrity is indispensable to leadership. So it is highly important to fill our minds with truth. The Apostle Paul, who also made integrity paramount in his ministerial life, told the Philippian believers, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is any worthy of praise," take note, think about these things. And the first thing he mentioned is whatever is true. Beloved students, again, I see you as future leaders of this nation. I hope and pray that you would be grounded in the truth. Agur, one of the writers in Proverbs, had these two requests before he died. One is that he would live a contented life, and the other is that God would remove all falsehood from him. And we live in falsehood when we live a double life. And it is extremely hard and stressful to live two lives at the same time. Remember, truth liberates. Mike Mayat, who is a leadership advisor to Fortune 500 CEOs and their boards of directors, and commonly regarded as one of the world's most recognized authorities on leadership, has this to say in an online article he wrote entitled Leadership and Truth in 2010. According to him, leadership that is not deeply rooted in a foundation of truth is leadership destined to fall. The reality is that the best leaders are also absolutists when it comes to truth. They view truth as a non-negotiable. And he adds, the truth is an interesting tool in that it is often a difficult master to slave. Telling the truth is not always easy and may subject you to substantial opposition and controversy over the short run, but it will do nothing but help build your reputation, success, and sustainability over the long haul. While I've come across many executives that I've been able to achieve short-term success via less than honorable conduct, these successes are the one that have been short-lived, as poor business practices will eventually be found out and in turn will unwind any ill-gotten gains. Young people, parents, educators, and leaders of this institution, I pray that we will always let our minds be saturated with truth. Second, the equipping of the hands. The equipping of the hands. Our aim is skills development. Now, that we are done discussing about the head, let's turn to the hands. Our Bible school president back in my college days used to say this: there is always a prepared place for a prepared person. When we watch TV programs that showcase people's amazing feats or talents, we normally get mesmerized and at times would want to mimic the art that they would perform right away, or the act that they would perform right away. Then disaster comes. We realize that no spectacular act or talent is perfected overnight. It takes time, determination, discipline, and constant practice. There are things in life that are not achieved that are only achieved over time, and there are no shortcuts. There is no easy road to success. Excellence comes with a price. Competence is born out of hard work. We learn a lot from adversities and trials, not in seasons of blessings and ease. Thomas Alva Edison, the inventor of the electric light bulb, said, and we know the history, he had done a lot of trials and errors just to produce that first light bulb. And he said, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. So dear students, please do not shortcut things. It will soon go back to you if you do that. Let your capabilities and skills blossom over time. The master teacher did not begin his ministry right away. God the Father prepared him for at least 30 years. In the same way, God is also preparing you for the future task that He wants you to fulfill. The master teacher championed a lot of leadership skills, and I just want to mention a few. Number one, relational skills. The master teacher taught that the greatest commandment is to love God completely and love others as one loves himself. He modeled it. Since childhood, he had developed a strong relationship with God the Father, and he spent time with people and more time with his disciples. And the Gospel of Mark tells that Jesus selected 12 disciples so that they will be with him, that he could send them out to preach. Take note, the very first reason why he chose some men is to build relationship with them. There are lots of bright and excellent people in the world, but the problem is, it is very, very difficult to work with them. Many fail in the relational aspect. Again, John Maxwell wrote in his book, Developing the Leaders Around You, "In all my life, I have never met a great leader who did not possess good relational skills. They are the most important abilities in leadership. Without them, a leader cannot lead effectively." The second is time management skills. The master teacher maximized his very short time on earth, and he did not waste any single moment. He knew his assignment from the Father, and he accomplished everything before he left the world. That's the importance of having a clear life mission. Jesus Christ knew who he is and what his mission is. He said that the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. The master teacher aligned everything he did on earth to that. He was very much aware of his time frame. Today, there are so many time wasters. Internet, SB, you name, FB, social media, you name it. Computer games, Candy Crush, etc., etc. I'm not saying that those things are evil or wrong, but if we will just examine our use of time, we would say we are wasting a lot of time. Today, there are so many time wasters, and beware of them. They will rob you of opportunities. And finally, the master teacher also exhibited mentoring skills. Jesus' way of teaching is not merely classroom education. He did on-the-job training among his disciples. Theory is good, but if it is not executed, it will remain an idea with no benefit. Maxwell outlines the 5-step process of training people. Step 1, I model. I do the task while my trainees watch. Step 2, I mentor. I continue to do the task, but my trainee comes alongside me and assists me in the process. Step 3, I monitor. The trainee now performs the task and I assist and correct. Step 4, I motivate. I take myself out of the task and let the trainee go. And step 5, I multiply. It's now their turn to teach others also. And being a product of UB, you teachers multiplied yourself in me. And lastly, praise God. Sabi ko na eh. Gusto na nating matapos, diba? Engagement of the heart. Engagement of the heart. Our aim is formation and solidification of values. In the head, knowledge is gained, but in the heart, listen, beliefs are ingrained. There must not be a great divide between academics and ethics. They must coincide. I assert that knowledge and belief are not synonyms. It has been said that the longest distance in the universe is the 12 inches that span between one's head and one's heart. Sometimes there are things that we just know up here, but do not believe down here. This is perhaps why Paul wrote to the Romans, believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead. If I have a disease, I may say that this doctor so-and-so is good and excellent. But I will only see him or her if I believe rather, that he could be of help to me. You know, beliefs move us to action. And by and large, right beliefs result to right actions, and wrong beliefs lead to wrong ones. When Paul wrote the book of Ephesians, he began citing the doctrine of man's salvation from sin, or in other words, what they need to continually believe about the saving act of Jesus Christ in the first 3 chapters of the book. And after which, he exhorted the believers to fulfill their duties as Christians now that they are saved. Again, beliefs progress to actions, dogmas prompt duties, and for that reason, we need to be careful to evaluate the beliefs that we take hold in our hearts. Solomon, the wisest king who lived on earth, reminds us, above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. We decide based on our values. We act according to what we believe is important to us. And the master teacher also says, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And if our hearts are not on the right place, everything will not be right. In conclusion, we learned the 3 goals of leadership, namely, enrichment of the mind, equipping of the hands, engaging, and examination of the heart. And the 3 should always be kept in proper balance. Dear students, dear completers, you are all leaders in the making.